What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here with part 7 of my Total War Warhammer 3 modded Fay Enchantress Old World Classic campaign. So as we saw last time, with the destruction of Clan Scryer, we moved to attack the Neck Snappers, greenskins infesting the Arana Mountains south of Carcassonne. The faction has been severely damaged, but while we have taken on their minor settlements, their major settlements do remain. And not only that, I do believe their armies, both that under Arog and the main stack that was around here somewhere, are probably still alive, meaning we still have some greenskin fighting to do. As promised between the episodes, the Stormwrath Peak, which had this super garbage little minor garrison, I did take it with the Fay Enchantress so as not to waste on-screen time against such a weak opponent, and also as promised, as you may have guessed, this is the second episode of the double episode today. That was promised, and if we should maintain the streak, we'll do another double episode on Wednesday probably, so do keep that in mind, and do drop those likes and comments below, at least until we reach 400 or so, and 60 comments. Anyway, let's see what we've got in terms of this particular turn. We do have a little bit of cash. Oh wait, actually, you know what we should prioritize? Leveling the Green Knight here. You, sir, actually, I was curious, we're at 8,200. If we grab this upkeep for lords, how much money will this give us per turn extra? 8,800? 600 gold per turn. I think it's worth a point, especially in the early game. Too bad he doesn't seem to have anything that, you know, will drop extra magic items, because we really could use extra magic items, but what else? What can you do, I guess? Since we're going to start recruiting soon, I'm going to say galvanize the peasantry. We'll also want to grab nightly tournaments for the 250 unit experience gain. I don't as much care for the direct unit buffs as yet, because we don't have enough armies to really get a lot of benefit out of them, so we will prioritize those first, and then the buffs afterwards. Fay Enchantress, you have one level to you. We could grab Regrowth or Dwellers Below. Actually, you know what? Let's grab Power Familiar. The additional mana will be nice, and we don't have to sit in here, so we can go into Channeling, and then, you know, if not quite max it out, get close. You get Aura of the Lady, and yeah, you are favored by the lady, so you're going into a ranged army. I would like you to max out Shield of Thorns. I mean, now we should probably get emergency regrowth, shouldn't we? Yeah, you know what? Let's get emergency regrowth, because what if your lord or hero gets severely damaged, and then we'll deal with it after. You are stacking up points to get healer or devoted, or whichever one it is that we're going to be doing. By the looks of this, it'll definitely be healer. Then we will save your points, but you, we don't necessarily... Well, you know what? This guy is probably going to be a duelist. He has extra melee defense, he has extra hit points. I think then, if he's going to be a duelist, My Vow is going to be less relevant than Blinding Majesty. So he's self-centered, and he can kill things. Yeah. My Vow will be more for the buffing units. So we'll go for Quality Feed. We will go into... 20... I'm going to say 16 melee attack. Let's go 16 melee attack, then we'll go Selective Abhorrence into Blinding Majesty, and this guy will just be a powerhouse enemy attacker. I'm going to decide which army to put that Twilight Helm on, but I guess for now we can give it to Bertrand. It's not like the Dragon Helm is doing much for him, and admittedly the melee defense is probably not going to be as useful to him, nor admittedly the physical resistance in very short range, because he's a range hero, so this is probably going to be given to a Crownless Lord. And Twilight Helm does sound like something that would be nice on a Crownless Lord. And in fact, since we got this from the Wood Elves, maybe we'll combine some Wood Elf army stuff and put some Wood Elves in that army. Maybe some melee Wood Elves. That would make sense as to why they're kind of following the following that guy. Yeah. That Crownless Lord, I mean. Anyway, let's see what else we've got here. Some Wildwood Rangers is what I'm currently thinking of. You guys can move forward, I guess. In theory, you wouldn't be able to move past us, so you're free to go further. Like this, and like this. Of course, somebody had to get in your way. Cause of death got in my way. Anyway, you guys go here. Alright, then We could do a little building. Oh, you know what? I wanted to test something. Let's see. Let's build the Shrine of the Lady here with the income from all buildings plus 5%. I'm curious if this will have any effect on these territories. In theory, it doesn't. I think I've tested it in the past where you don't get the adjacency bonuses over mountains like this, but I'm curious to double check. So, actually, in fact, wait, plus 10%. So where is this plus 10% coming from? Is it from these guys or is it from this Chapel of the Lady? I don't know, but we'll see. So here in Castle Carcassonne, we're at 105. 105%, right? Here we're at 240, 105, 240, 105, 185, and 190. I will try to remember those to see if anything changes with a +5 next turn. Yeah. Actually, you know what? You have a 185. You have a 5 at the end. You have a 5 at the end. You do not. Okay, so the first one and the last one don't have 5s at the end, but the middle two do. So if that changes, then we know something will have happened because this 5 will be working. Okay, that's good enough for me, or at least I hope it is. Otherwise, oh wait, did you not level up? Somebody here was a rank 10. Yes, you. Peasant's Purpose and Arcane Wisdom. More research, right? And your Generous Spirit, so you're going to be we're actually leading an army. What do we have here? High up. Really? Well, we're not attacking Wood Elves, that's for sure. Dark Elves are the only ones in proximity. I think the only High Elves on the entire map are here in the center of the Empire with one settlement, so that's not happening. And Dark Elves. I'm pretty sure that one's never going to happen. I mean, we have to either go here towards the Corsairs of Spite with the Dark Elves, and we just don't have the time to get there before that's over, or back here to get Rakarth. Or is it, wait, no, Lokir is here now. Rakarth is up here. But they're all too far. Eventually those will be errand trees that we could do, but now they're not. But it's okay because we got the extra research and we're at 381. Pretty darn solid. Alright. Kinda neat that Bretonnia has such high research rate considering how backwards their society is, but anyway. Let's see. I think that's it, so let's see what we got in terms of building. Ooh, okay, wait. I was about to say, I did say I wanted to keep building those outposts, so if there's nothing critical, we'll do that. We could upgrade Ravola, and I guess we're safe to do so. Oh. There's the stuff in Skavenblight as well. Although, wait, we don't care about the Great Mills. We could at least upgrade... You know what, I'd really rather upgrade the green territories rather than the yellow territories, so we'll go for Ravola. And then this is good. At the very least, I'm not upgrading Chateau Levar and Campagrotta. I believe we'll want... Well, we could do the windmill. We don't actually have any benefit out of it right now. Maybe the tavern? It'll allow it to collect money, because right now it'll go negative. They're not super negative, but it'll also help this place. Yeah, let's go for the tavern for now, and if we, swap it out later, we'll swap it out later. In the meantime, this will also allow us to build one more Wood Elf outpost with whoever we select first. Actually, you know what? Whoever has the most troops available to them, and actually it's about even. Let's go Anmir this time. Alright. More Wood Elves to come. Then, I would like to see... Ooh, we have trade agreements available. You know, the main faction that I want to start trading with would be the Empire with their, strength. Huh, Embersonland and Nullen are both good too.
Mage.
War with the Deceivers, war with Bloodfeather. Who is Bloodfeather? All the way up here, eh? You know what? Let's do... Wait, oh my lord, I lost these guys. Let's see. 128 versus 130. Reichland will give us more, so we will do this, and we will join your war against the Cabal. Hopefully this will mean... Oh, and we get military access. Good. We'll do this.
Empire's blessings.
There we go, more trade. And just out of curiosity, if we go to Vissenland and Nullen again, how much is declaring war on the Bloodfeather worth to you? Not enough for the trade agreement. Not yet, anyway. Oh, but perhaps that'll change soon. Alright, how much money are we making via trade? 2.2k, actually pretty darn good. Getting lots of trade partners. There is a lot of trade goods in these territories here in Remas and Trentine Hills, but anyway, let us, I think, go to next turn for now. So skip, skip, skip. Ooh, I did not check the heroes, but I'll check them next time. I'm also invested in seeing where exactly Arog is going. Will he stay at Foul Peaks? Will he attempt to bypass some of our territories and go to where we're not as well defended? Will he get intercepted? Will the other army appear? Find out next time now. One day I'll stop making that joke. Not this day. Not this day. Anyway, let's keep an eye on our northern borders right now. Also, after these guys are dead, we'll probably have a couple of turns where we can travel, which would mean we'd probably be able to fight the quest battle. I'm excited for that. Because I don't remember if I've ever done the quest battle for Morgiana, or any of the quest battles for Morgiana. Well, I guess she only has the one since we get the mirror for nothing. Presumably. Alright, Ramateb Dynasty still at war with us. We're not piecing out this time. I don't regret piecing out with them, though. We still... They rebuilt some armies, gave us some XP and money, and, you know. In the early game, that 3.5k or whatever we got out of them was pretty good. You. Want us into a military alliance? No, because there's a decent likelihood you're going to get attacked or otherwise attack the Clan Eshin faction, and we don't want to deal with that right now. I don't see their other yes, I do see their other stacks up here in Chinon. Which, fair enough. Does that mean we... I guess we'll send Bertrand up there. Probably the way to do it. I'm just wondering whether we should send him down here or through the mountains instead, but we can always come back with him, because Fay Enchantress is busy right now, and I think I want her to go after Urbimo, because we were going to go through it and go to these guys and, you know, try to complete that vampire entry anyway. So yeah, anyway, Confederation, Cracadrin, and Bugman's Brewery. That's a confederation everybody I'm sure wants, no matter which dwarfen faction. Technology researched, yes, sure. You then, Bertrand. We're going up here, through these guys' territories, and going to try to hunt down those orcses. Unlocks legendary hero recruitment, yeah, we know that. Are you able to reinforce? Get XP? Yes, you are. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. You go here. You. Steel tech again. Hey, another success.
You honor me.
Lovely. Alright, you're there. A unicorn for tech. No, tech thief. No unicorn. No unicorn. None, but yes to the additional block. No. Steel tech. I don't know why I pressed block army there. You, Fay Enchantress, besiege Foul Peak, please. And can we reach you with... Yes, we can reach you with. Perfect. Alright, so... Continue siege. Oh. Since the Grail Knights don't have siege attacker, we probably will want to keep a couple of Blessed Field Trebs. Because they will be giving us siege attackers, so yeah, alright, fair enough. You go here. And we'll need to take away the damsel, I guess. She was never supposed to be in this army anyway. Take the damsel, replace with one of the Farquads. Although admittedly, yeah, whatever, it doesn't matter. I was about to say she doesn't need the XP. So now we have 1, 2, 3, and one more of you can leech. All of you are rank 10 now, therefore your XP doesn't matter over much, and you, Shepherd, matter the least, I would say, or perhaps the most, because you still need to level up 10th share and muster the farmhands. Alright, you know what? I'll have you leech then. And then we'll have the rest of them leech afterwards. Unless we get another... Yeah, because we only have 4 more turns. Wait, no, we only have 14 more turns. No, wait. What's giving us the plus... It's giving us the +3... Wait, is it ended? No, we're still +9. Something is giving us +3. Oh, it's the Green Knight. Okay, so while we have that leveled up, we should make good use of it. Best as we can. Anyway, I believe we're ready to fight Arog. And the... actually pretty solid number of orcs defending. I'll love to see it. Wait, before we do... The one critical thing that I wanted for this particular episode was to make sure that, yes, okay, we have the armory coming up, so we'll be recruiting with that as soon as it's ready. Fay Enchantress, strike. Alrighty, here we go. We got nearly 2 stacks of enemies against us, but we got plenty of reinforcements to call upon should we need them. And though it remains to be seen as to whether we do. Our main stack may be primarily made up of peasants, but as we've seen many a time already, even a single knight unit can be so devastating. So, yeah, especially against light infantry, though a little bit less so in these minor settlement battles. We shall see. Anyway, we go towards the gate and try to batter it down with the Grail Knights, but it looks like the enemy moves towards it immediately. Gotta be a scary sight, the tiny choke point that is the gate with the Green Knight at the head of a bunch of Grail Knights, or Grail Guardians. Like, what are you gonna do about this? Very little, I think. Anyway, those guys gonna be there for a while now. The pump wagons move on in. They're gonna be pretty darn fragile, though, and these are not the spiky rollers either. In the meantime, our one of our flyers, or currently in this armor, our only flyer, Paladin on Pegasus, has moved up towards the enemy error boys up on top of the battlements, and will start cutting them apart. And ooh, if this shaman wants to be up here, I'd be perfectly happy to have the paladin attack him. Admittedly, we do have to be careful about the fort wall as we are attacking it ourselves with our blessed field treb. But we will still attack the paladin, or attack the orc shaman, and then just make sure to back off once needed. Alrighty, although the Bear Boys are a little bit in the way, and speaking of being in the way, still trying to make our way through that gate. It is still relatively undamaged, but there's a giant pile of corpses under the Grail Knights. And probably somewhere around 200 kills between all of this, and no damage having been done to us whatsoever. And ooh, the enemy lord has actually closed the distance and is dueling the Green Knight down there. Isn't that lovely? May as well join the fray with the Knights of Knee as well, just because otherwise they're not doing anything. See those explosions coming in from the Fay Enchantress's attack, and frankly, with her mini Mortis Engine effect and her little area damage attack, she should be pretty well situated to attack through this choke point. Looks like a Goblin Big Boss has arrived. Night Goblin Big Boss, I should say, to try to help the Shaman out against the Paladin. They're still fighting on a crumbling wall as it is down to a third, or getting close to a third, of its HP, especially after this volley. And the Paladin has gotten both of the enemy heroes down to half of their HP. This Error Boy is being annoying, though. Unfortunately, neither of these two have the stats that would be necessary to defeat the Paladin with his own stats pretty darn high like this. Alright, and the wall's down to 8,000 HP. We'll keep fighting for at least a little bit, but we'll need to back off. And ooh, we got the spinning loons coming in at long last. And those are very dangerous, even to, well, not the Grail Guardians, but they are dangerous to the other knightly units, who lose about 40% of their HP to those spinning loons, and 5 models most likely executed by other units. But yeah, not to the Grail Knights, but certainly to the Knights of the Realm, or Questing Knights, I should say, now that they've been upgraded. Anyway, it looks like the enemy Goblin Big Boss has now been cut down by our Paladin, and though the Orc Shaman are actually defeated by our Paladin, the Shaman may remain, but we will get off the walls, and as the Shaman tries to escape, the wall is just brought down where he is, though he is left up there. Interesting. So what exactly killed him then? I guess it's still counted as impact damage. And there's that Night Goblin Big Boss running away, our Paladin completely fine. We're ready to cut him down. In the meantime, now that the wall has been broken through, that means it's not just holding the choke point anymore. Peasant mobs will begin streaming into the city with their solid 47 melee attack. And we'll try to move away from this area and attack the enemy from this area instead, just so that we don't bunch up around the breach. Alright, looks like one of our units of spearmen at arms will be the first in. Following the peasant mob. I mean, of a real unit. And it looks like we've actually opened up a nice area around the breach, as both the Fay Enchantress and the Green Knight are cutting down those grain skins. And the questing knights, together with the Grail Guardians, are whacking away nicely at the enemy as well. In fact, out of curiosity, we got 69 kills or 70 kills on the questing knights, and I'm gonna select the other ones. The end of the day is up to 214, but they held that gate for quite the while, so it does make sense. Anyway, the peasant mobs rush the orcs together with those spears, followed by the holy wardens of La Maison Tau, which again have really, perhaps somewhat unnecessarily fancy looking weapons. I don't mean unnecessary as in they shouldn't. I mean they're basically they've got fancier weapons than pretty much all the knights except the Grail Knights, and the Grail Knights only have one fancy weapon as opposed to those guys having two. So yeah. Yeah, and it seems that this guy is using both his sword and his banner, standard, whatever. Though I do have to wonder whether that uses the shield animation, that's why it's moving in the way that it's moving. Not entirely sure. Anyway, once again, the Grail Guardians will lead. This time we have artillery support as the Blessed Field Trebuchet brings its fire down upon the enemy. Our questing knights, together with the peasant mobs and battle pilgrims, will follow in as well, though this time we have some of those pump wagons once again blocking us off. So while the Grail Guardians are forward, everybody else has to get through those pump wagons. Not that being absolutely surrounded on top of a bridge like this is really much of a problem for the Grail Knights. Frankly, they'll be happy to stab in all directions. And the rest of our army can just content itself to killing that which manages to get around the Grail Guardians. Our arrow units have also started to get in range as we bring more and more peasants in. The reinforcements have arrived, and we've got more range units ready to aid in the assault. It's taking a little bit longer than I was expecting, but pleasantly surprised to see that. Black Orcs with great weapons here as well. Will that be enough to actually damage the Grail Guardians is the question that remains. So far no. And we can send them flying back a little bit as the questing knights now charge on in. I imagine healed up. Yeah, there we go. The questing knights are healed up to basically full HP. Well, not quite full, obviously they lost 5 units to those spinning loons while helping out in the sort of gate breach, which it was like technically previous to the gate being staved in, but you know what I mean. And more importantly, the enemy army is very much on the way out. The bounce power shifted about 90% in our favor, and our peasants are starting to make their way forward, and will actually probably soon be able to start taking positions up on the walls. Although I would imagine it may not be necessary, as the enemy army is almost done here. And hey, not into lava perhaps, but certainly down a cliff. A little bit of orc punting there, very nice. And a full-grown orc is, you know, a lot bigger than a gob or a peasant or a rat. So it's a much more impressive punt. Gotta keep rating the different punting capabilities. Anyway, our knights this time are going to peel away. There are 2 or 3 isolated, well, not isolated, but 2 or 3 units that are over the other bridges, whereas there are more units out here. So we're going to send the peasant mobs and just the peasants in general to support the single entities, the heroes, while the knights take care of any other units that they can ride down. Partly because those other units are further away, and frankly it's just faster to send the knights after them. Especially if they don't want to come to us. Which, again, the Green Knight and Grail Guardians on the field, perhaps they rightfully don't. Ooh, and I see spinning loons spinning their way once more, and those fanatics are very, very dangerous to the peasants, even more so, tremendously more so, I should say, than the questing knight. Does look like we are being blocked off by a pile of goblin spider riders, though. I'm sure they'll apply a decent little bit of poison to us. And we're just gonna have to fight our way through them. I wonder, can the model that carries the banner die, or is it the last unit in the, is it the last model or the last unit? The last model in the unit. I'm just curious because I haven't seen one die yet, but I suppose it could also just be a coincidence that I haven't been looking specifically for those units. But anyway, with that, it looks like the last of the orcs break and the battle is ours. Green Knight gets a few last units flying into the air, a few more arrows, a few more charges, but ultimately, oh, here we are victorious. And while this faction may not be quite done, their time in the Arana Mountains is. Alright, very nice. 16 losses, and despite the fact that we had plenty of participation from our peasant mobs, but with the enemy sort of, you know, taking the spear that was the knights, the peasants were able to come in and dish out decent bits of kills and damage without worrying about taking so much themselves. 30,000 damage on the Green Knight and 300 kills. I wonder if a decent amount of that was also conferred to him after the battle was done, maybe? There's potential for that. Hard to say, though. Anyway, we will occupy. I was about to say, what if we want to sack it for the greenskin errantry? Whatever. I think one errantry should be complete either way. Scroll of Power. I think that's the second one, meaning we can... Ooh, Valet, good. Enemy killed in battle, enemy killed in battle. Legend for the Fay Enchantress. I'd certainly like to think so. Superior Attacker for the Fay Enchantress. Opal Amulet, Biting Blade, Province secured. Yes, our first errantry, or second errantry technically, I guess, completed. Good. More research rate and control. Interesting. It goes back up to 10 turns. Was the previous errantry done, or is it maybe not able to stack with itself, so it's always at 10 turns? I'm not entirely sure. I guess we'll find out next time we win one of those. Interesting.
The lady is with you.
Alrighty, and I do believe you... Damsel. Oh, you can't swap armies this turn, but you're supposed to be in Malene d'Outremer's army because she's got the... Ooh, actually speaking... I was going to put her into raiding stance to get the additional XP, but alas, it doesn't seem to be possible here. Yeah, you've got the range units that we are about to build, yeah. Okie dokie. That looks good. And I guess as many of you as you can, move as far as you can.
This will achieve nothing.
Move all of these lords. I guess this is why we got the extra cash out of the out of what's his face? Oh, the Green Knight.
The lady objects.
Here, Foul Peak. We don't need the barracks. I want to see. So now, if we take a look at this, this is 245. This is 110, and this is 190. And this is 185. Huh? How are you 185? Unless I swear this one went down. Oh, possibly because one of our lords was in here and was increasing the amount. But these all seem to have risen, meaning, by the looks of it, unless I'm mistaken, the Shrine of the Lady does appear to work here, which is rather nice. It also means that other than the iron, which we will build, we will want farms and we will want Shrines of the Lady here to convert to, you know, all of this. Alright, fair enough. Fair enough. If it works, it works. It also means that the Shrines of the Lady will probably be functional here as well, meaning we'll want to build all of those. I guess then we will have a use for Skaven Blight, despite being a red territory. Which is nice. Alrighty, let's see what we can do, or what we have to do before... Oh, it's just building, and this time I'm not forgetting to check the heroes. Paladin. Damn it, another Impetuous Knight. Ugh, useless. Impetuous and useless. Magic item drop chance from battle. I feel like this wouldn't work for heroes, so probably irrelevant, and we can't build any damsels right now, unfortunately. Caravans are 2 more turns. Diplomacy check. Bordello Errant has a mission. Vicious the Despicable. Yes. Alrighty. These are their only territories now, so we'll certainly head up there. Technology. We should probably spend a little bit of our valor then. This is Norska, greenskins, and I mean, we should probably just double up on the greenskins. It's an easy one without pissing anybody important off. Sorry, greenskins. Alright. Then...
Greetings, stranger.
You guys are not friendly enough to do any kind of a military access as yet, but we should still check the other Diplos. Sigmarsheim, Tobaro. I mean, you're friendly with the lizards. I guess if you're friendly with the lizards, we could be friendly with you. Krakadrak. I guess our caravan got vision of you. I'm actually kind of surprised that you're alive, but
I have no
sure.
patience for this.
And I'm surprised that they want a non-aggression pact, considering how much they dislike us for all the allies with the Wood Elves, which appear to all have already gotten the Eagle tech, which gives them vision of everything, because they seem to be detected or have been detected by all the dwarfs everywhere. Which ain't so great for us, but what can you do? Sigmarsheim. I don't actually want the trade agreement with you. I would like it with Vissenland, which is now at minus 5.7. Not as likely, eh? I guess we'll do Sigmarsheim then. Assuming they don't get burned down by the
god Ulrich can judge it worthy or no.
by the nearby factions. These guys don't seem to like each other that much. Sigmarsheim passed treaties with Mousillon. Oh, they probably pieced out. That's probably why. Alright, let's do this. Trade agreement is trade agreement after all. Can't be waiting for the Empire forever. And while normally I would not care about the alliances with the Empire, because we wouldn't be using gunpowder units, since we'll be building exile armies that will have outlaws and stuff, we can also put gunnery units in there, and I still need something to act as a proxy for a Border Prince's bombard. Anyway, Vissenland. Only enough. This and the Blood Feather. Probably earlier, when it was 5.7, would have been able to do it for us. Alright, I'm not going to do the military access with them yet then. I'll do this with everybody else here.
Greetings, neighbors. Fine.
But Vissenland and Nolan is our next trade target, so we'll wait on that.
Honorable knights come to parley. I will. So,
Ostland, you too. Almost to the defensive alliance, but keep making all those Imperial factions friendlier. Before they all get wiped out by something. And Kuhan wants a military access, but the military alliance rather, but the rest of these we don't really care about. Next, we got another outpost to build with the Wood Elves. And I guess we're going Modron next. Like, so we got 1, 2, 3, not 1, 2 left. Okay, of those Wood Elves that we've allied with. Fair enough, so that's another 4,000 gold, but let's see about our own gold expenditure first, and then, you know, deal with them after. Ebino, most definitely upgrade the cattle. Okay, actually, you know what, start with the infrastructure because it's super cheap for another 4 turns, and we gotta build it up as much as possible. This is all fine. This is fine for now. This is too expensive to build, so I'm not going to invest in that. Oh, Ebino, you will want the farm. You know, just upgrade that. It's going to bother me if I don't. You, Campagrotta. We do want to upgrade the Bretonnian fishing harbor. It will pay for itself. In a while, admittedly, but, you know. All good. And we'll build up the tavern. This will upgrade once we have, you know, Valor when we're not doing the techs. Skaven Blight. You... You're not really collecting. Oh, it's not so bad. You know, collect it. It's not a lot, but, you know, every little bit counts as it'll enable us to snowball more and thusly build more units. Bilious Basilica and Caverns of Unyielding Shadow. Both of them should be upgraded. I don't think I want to invest the 10k in upgrading Skaven Blight itself, so... At least not until the super late games, so we will not bother with it. And same with the Green Mills. Great Mills, whatever. Like so, and the village, and Eastern Iranas. So here at Foul Peak, we will obviously want to still build the fields, although, you know what, actually start with the tap room this time, and go for the Realm of Chivalry. And the rest of that looks good, unless I'm mistaken. And we don't want to collect income there as yet, but we will hopefully be able to soon. Alright, and that leaves us exactly 4k, which... we got 2 turns of the armory, eh? Okay, I think we'll build those outposts then. Alright, Cithrall, outpost 1, and Tilwith. I can't believe I left... yeah. Cithrall and the Tilwith, the Wildwood and the Winterheart, I probably should have, started with those. Because reasons. Outpost construction, and there we go. This is all fine. Everything else is fine. I think that's an end turn then. Skip. Wait. You move this turn, right? Do I need to level you or give you anything? Hand weapon and talisman. We don't have... we could use a Sky Titan string. This is one of those rare factions that can actually make good use of it. Sword of Battle... actually be decent on you, but we'll get Fencer's Blades or something. Helm of Discord, let's give that to the Friar here. It seems like a good item to have on a support unit. Talisman of Preservation, you are technically a legendary hero, but you're almost never fighting in melee, making it not super useful for you. Additional little bit of armor is not bad, but I don't really care about the 50% spell resistance, to be honest. So I'll probably transform that into something better. Let's grab the War Banner for you, though, because that'll increase your range capabilities. There's still not going to be much, but better than nothing. Let's get you a Pit Fighter, and we don't have a Hedge Wizard on the Fay Enchantress, which we should.
I protect Bretonnia.
More mana. Okay, you. Hedge Wizard? Hedge Wizard. There you go, bud. And you got 2 skill points while we're at it. Your vows are complete, just had to double check. And I believe we were going to my vow first, so share the food. Wait. True here, Bretonnia. Yeah, reduce the upkeep. Well, technically speaking, our upkeep is currently free. Yeah, let's get Unprecedented Vigor. We still want to get this, though. And on you as well. Oh, though, you're very close to Blinding Majesty, though. While the army is free, maybe Blinding Majesty is the better pick here. Green Knight, always want to be leveling you, and I believe Knightly Tourneys was the next one. And then we'll upgrade some peasants, mostly to try to get to the peasant rumors. Lastly, the Friar. You will have Soulfire. Retinue Valet, and we'll try to go all the way to Retinue Physician. Oh, right, I was saving points for Healer. Alright, fine. And then grab Soulfire. You know what? I'll still grab Retinue Valet. We'll not immediately get all of Healer, but what it will do is enable us to hopefully get a couple more items. Also, why didn't I upgrade the Enchantress? I don't remember. Considering how important Vigor is, I'm going to say Vigor loss reduction. Alright. Looks good to me. Now we can end the turn. 4 more turns. Gotta keep an eye on shepherds. If we can get a couple more shepherds, it would be lovely. Protected, well... Oh, this is one of the ones that got reset, which will be back on field shortly. The rest of this, by the looks of it, is no shepherd, though. End turn. Alright, we get a big old blob. Call it the sort of, the errantry army, as well as whatever else, camp followers and hangers-on and whatnot. Also, we now have access to the Knights of the Fleur-de-Lis, the Regiment of Renown of Knights Errant. The Barrow region will attack Atilwith. Huh, well, we were going to fight them anyway. The only issue about this is we don't know where exactly they're going to go. This is also a rather interesting war declaration since they're... There's a decent likelihood that they go like this. Okay, but we'll see. We'll try to keep an eye on them. Maybe even we should get a spare hero like a Friar and send him up there to act as a scout. Why Friar? Mostly just because we have the extra capacity, whereas we don't have any extra damsels, and we have 1 extra paladin, but we're waiting to recruit a specific kind, so yeah. Assuming, of course, that the virtue of the ideal, as you guys have commented, has not actually been removed. If it's still there, then that's the one we want. How's the dwarf feeling? Oh, wow. Dwarves hate us literally more than Chaos hates us, which is, it's kind of silly, but them's the breaks, I guess. Alright, and it looks like no further attacks, and aha, okay, so there's those guys' armies. Akatan, you want a defensive alliance. We will do it, but not until... Yeah, not while the rats are likely to attack you. We have that border completely undefended at this moment, and oh! That begins outpost construction, WoW fails, faction destroyed, Borden, Coven. I see Tilwith's armies are moving here.
Glade Lord. Glade Lord.
It's so weird to see Skjolin here instead of where he starts in the Immortal Empires map. But anyway, Immortal Empires expanded. Borden, Coven destroyed, ready for duty, Fleur of the Braid.
Your coming was
We'll get you at Summersfall, maybe? Or, you know what, Maragliano is going to be our big money-making province. Let's go here. Prophetess, Shepherd, Fleur of the Braid, right here. And then you immediately, Peasant's Purpose, Arcane Wisdom, Muster the Farmhands, Inspiring Presence, Root Marcher, 2 points into 10th share. Yes. And no horse? No horse. Like so. Errantry begins really doubling up on the elf one. Okay, another useless errantry, unfortunately. We'll do Dark Elves again. What Elves just feels wrong. Grey Mountain Watch, good. Dream of Vengeance expires. We've got 3 more turns, eh? Alright. Ceaseless Careless Hunting. Growth minus 30 all provinces. Wow. Wow. That is tremendously rude. See, this is why you hang poachers. This hunting season has been one of uncommonly high volume. Nobles simply cannot get enough of the oh, it's the nobles. Okay, of course it is. Whilst this is well, we should hang the poachers anyway. Frickin' peasants. Nobles need that. Anyway, whilst this has kept the aristocracy appeased, farms and villages have felt the pinch. Royal Pegasus for Luan Diderot.
devotee of the lady.
Who are you again? You're not a...
What is your
You're a generous
behest?
spirit. Okay, so you're not a follower army. Mission issued. Yeah, thanks, errantry. Next up, we have 62 Valor. We could start moving towards these. More research rate, more I really do want the construction cost reduction for improved loom technology. You know, we'll do this because it's 1 turn. And then we'll do a couple of these until this is gone. And probably one of these as well. Yeah, that's the way to do it. All right, bigger bobbins. Next up... Military presence is 10, so he is still in Shino. Oh, wow, he's also taking the next territory. The bad thing about this is if he now loops around instead of going after these guys to us. But it is what it is. He's also thusly probably too far to react to Parash, so we're free to basically march stance on over and take it.
The wisdom of Valea.
Yeah, apparently the wisdom of Valea is to kill us, considering how much the dwarves hate us right now. Anyway, we're going to go with Highwaymen next because we really need the additional melee attack and defense on these guys, which is, especially the melee defense, extraordinarily low. Next up, Enchantress.
The favor of
Since the Brigands have gone north, you will need to travel south to Urbimo. And you barely get anything out of the march stance, but whatever. Go this way. Alright, then the tech thief has nothing to steal tech from there, so we'll go for Kazad Frukand. These guys hate us anyway. Minus 600. Frankly, I'm shocked that they haven't attempted to attack us. And probably the only reason they haven't is, well, they have other things to do. Namely, they're fighting with the Wood Elves. Next up...
Sorceress.
Wait, can you leave this stance? No, damn. If she had been able to, I would have done the quest battle, but oh well.
My magic is yours.
You are a shepherd. We have 1 shepherd in Miragliano, meaning you can proceed to Summersfall Fort and shepherd stuff there. Next turn, you will begin recruiting, Alicia. Wait, do you have the recruitment cost reductions? Yes, you have bonded service, which is probably why I put you there in the first place. Good job past me. What about you? You're a generous spirit, so you will be leading an army, but for now can leech XP from the Fay. You... Meline d'Outremer among the trees. Okay, so you're actually probably going to get your army, like, now. Meaning... wait.
Prophetess. Seers.
Generous spirit. Alright. I guess this is what we'll do.
I see
You
much.
transfer
My
to
lady
Meline
calls.
the peasant bowman and the damsel. We'll try to get another damsel of the heavens of the same type. She already has the friar. I would like to maybe upgrade a couple of the peasant bows here into pox arrows. Maybe 1 more. And then just use a bunch of peasant mobs until we... Well, do we even need to use the peasant mobs? I don't know, maybe. I'll do this for now. It's not like they really cost anything. Then you can become a side grade to poison. 200 gold, really? Okay. Rude. Alrighty. We'll go with 4 for now. I don't know how many more we'll need, but you can head to... Yeah, okay, you can't, right? You can head to Summersfall Fort, where you will pick up some troops once Alicia recruits them for you. Good. You two, then. Renee, you have Generous Spirit, and I think both of you have Generous Spirit, which means you will be leading armies, but both of different kinds. And I may prioritize Luann here, because she has the fitting end from Icket Claw. You are what kind? Heavens. And you are what kind? Beasts. Okay. I'll keep that in mind. And, huh? Wait, you can both move further than the Fay Enchantress? How's that possible? What the heck? Why? How? He's also in March stance. What? But you're both started here. Okay, I don't know why that is, but I guess we'll just in case follow you. There is still 4, but I would like to see if there's another rank 9 shepherd that we can get. No. Another among the trees, which is great, but I'm not sure that we need another one right now. But I was looking to get a generalist army, but for a generalist one... I don't know, maybe not worth it right now. What about the crownless lords? What do we have here? Strong, confident, fleet-footed. I think that interesting, I would say. Also, how about the caravans? 1 turn? Okay, we're good. Let's do building while we head down to Urbima. And also double check the Diplo. Agents of the Moon, surprisingly still alive. Quite impressed with it. And defensive alliances with... the Cult of Sotek are willing to go defensive. The problem with this is right now it would give us vision of the Mask of Slaanesh and stuff, and they will, due to anti-player bias, most likely sail here, so I think we're gonna have to leave the Cult of Sotek alone for a few more turns while we build up a couple new armies to get ready to fight them. Aquitaine, Montfort, Paravant, we can ignore for now. They will ask for the defensive alliance anyway, but while Grom the Paunch is rampaging, I'm just going to leave it alone. Vissenland and Nullen.
The dead are thicker.
How about join war against Bloodfeather now? Still no, eh? Alright, fair enough. Agent of the Moon? Who knows, maybe they will survive.
Our fortunes are intertwined.
You know what? Since maybe they will survive, I'm going to not take their money. They need it. Granted, it's the AI, so decent likelihood that they spend it on something stupid, but, you know, what are you gonna do? And, damn, the Continental Exarch already allied with the Marienburgers, so unless Marienburg gets confederated, they will already have their outpost slot taken, meaning they're useless to us. Non-aggression pact with Castalton? Sure, whatever. Alright, and then we'll ignore these two. Just to double check, though. Where are we here? Marienburg? No, Elftown. Yeah, we have the Marienburger outpost. Come on, Reichland. Get your territory back. Frickin'. Marienburg is Reichland territory. Or Reichland Empire territory. Let's see. What else do we have here? Yeah, 3 turns. Alright, so obviously farms. Definitely the iron smelter. And Turin... I'm not sure what the last slot is going to be here, but give it a minute. Definitely farms here. Miragliano. I was going to build one of these, but I'm not sure I want to spend the cash right now. Abino will want to get rid of the guardhouse, and in fact, since we're nearby with the Fay Enchantress, I think we're free to get rid of it now. I hope. Hope that doesn't come back to bite me. You know what? We'll get rid of it. Well, no, it's still good. This is fine. This is Gave and Blight. Yeah, just build the tavern. And... well, I did say we would get value out of the Shrine of the Lady here, but we should still probably build the windmill. We do have 3 farms here. They may be reduced in terms of their capabilities, but they'll still give us something. Campagrotta, yes, let's build the Pegasus... oh, no, if we build the Pegasus Eyrie now, we won't have enough to get the tech going. Iron, Spike, Foul Peak, etc. We have the tap room. We'll upgrade the town. We'll upgrade the farm and the iron mine, and then I guess we will go for collect income. Nice. It's not much, but again, every little bit counts. And I'm going to say start with, since we're collecting income. No, you know what? Start with the farm. We'll actually get more money. Although it's cheaper to build this than the farms later. Although this has 2 tiers. Let's do that. All right. And I think that's it. We're just short of building another outpost with the Wood Elves, unfortunately. But it is what it is. All right, let's double check our errantry. We got 6 more turns against the Vampire Count, so we just got to get to our BMO. That'll be complete. And we got 14 turns against these guys. The Norscan one's not going to happen, but at least that one's okay. And again, Fay Enchantress, yeah, still can't switch stances. Okay, fair enough. Unassigned skill points, end turn. It's too bad we couldn't put Gotrek and Felix into a caravan. That would be nice. You used to be able to, back when the Chaos Dwarfs came out, put heroes into caravans when they started up, but as I recall, they fixed that, so it's no longer possible, which I think is a shame. I don't see why you couldn't put heroes in, well, you can't put heroes in caravans. I feel like you should be able to. Like, who are they helping? Like, what, did they think that the Chaos Dwarf and caravans were too strong when you put a couple heroes in them? I don't think so. Some buffs for their for the units which are already of limited buffage anyway. Alright, I'm also hoping that the... Wait, did that territory fall? I don't know. I'm also hoping that the Cabal doesn't try to bypass all of the Empire territories and go to us instead. Which again is a distinct possibility. At the very least, I wouldn't be surprised. We should also double check Ramatub Dynasty didn't move. I think they're not. It's is that the Orc army? Yeah, there it is. Vicious the Despicable. The second we move up here, they'll start moving towards us. They might, in theory, be moving towards these guys instead, but they also might not. Alright, there's the bigger bobbins. Caravan completed, good. And Streltsy. I was hoping for a different unit, but okay. Outlaw, well, Bertrand. I think that's yours, buddy. Oh, and we got the Blood of the Motherland. Passive ability, melee defense, and mass +5. Huh. Mass increase, eh? That's interesting. Now, that would make units that are bracing against a charge stronger, but I think I want to give this to somebody who's going to stay with the Grail and the Guardians, so it'll be one of the Paladins, I think, to buff them up further. And this can only go on Friar, Dignitary, Spy, Paladin, and Damsel. Alright, fine, fair. Ew. Outlaw. There we go. Alright, all ancillaries are given the Blood of the Motherland. Let's apply that in a second. Royal Pegasus. Cuisinez Alvan. No, you will not have a Royal Pegasus. Nice try, though. These guys do technically have to cross these territories in order to get to us, so maybe we're okay. Savage Blow. Ugh. The additional charge bonus. Let's grab Weaving Apprenticeships for the additional research rate. Just double checking here. Really want to get that support religious errantry for the additional chivalry to try to get it up to 6,000 as fast as possible, but it's not the biggest of deals. What about diplomacy?
Yes?
Any defensive alliances with any new Wood Elven factions? No, doesn't look like it. Military access still with Visenland and Nullen, but that's not relevant until we can get the trade agreement. There's that Continental Exarch kit we were looking for. And the rest, I think, is not relevant either. Alright, Fay Enchantress. I would like you to do your quest battle. Again, I haven't seen it. I hope it isn't some kind of insane quest battle that is going to destroy all of our units. But again, we do have some pretty good stuff. Well, 2 pretty good stuff. We have the Green Knight with us, though. If I can find it in here. Chalice of Potions. Here we go. Looks pretty good, pretty okay in our favor. Let's see what this says. Dark and prophetic visions that have long plagued the Fay Enchantress have at last come to pass. Dark clouds gather off the northern coast of Bretonnia as a mighty fleet of chaos warriors approaches, with numbers beyond counting, like a great cloak reaching across the ocean. Panic grips the people, but the Enchantress remains calm. Upon the shore, she grasps the Chalice of Potions and channels its power in the name of the Lady, conjuring a vicious storm to send the coming assailants to a watery demise. When it is done, most of the fleet is consigned to oblivion. Yet, despite it all, a sizable force survives, continuing its approach to Bretonnia and intent on seeing the land burn. Lovely. I was about to say, I wonder why she wouldn't do that to the Dark Elves who are constantly plaguing Bretonnia and raiding their coastal villages for slaves to bring back to Nagaroth. But the reason is most likely that this would work on long ships, but probably is not capable of sinking or damaging a Black Ark. So, teleport. Alright, Pyrrhic victory. Medium casualties. We got some trolls, but reinforcements expected. Well, let's see what those are. Although the Fay Enchantress did much and more with her potion, summoning a spell of unmatched power, the Fiends of Chaos still managed to land on Bretonnian shores, though in numbers much diminished. Their force still poses great danger, however, if it is not defeated here.
Yet enough remain to pose a terrible threat. Malice seeps from their every pore and breath. They are the very essence of doom. Should they win this day, Bretonnia will be naught but ruins. But hope endures. Take solace in the lady's shining grace for victory! For the lady.
Alrighty, here we go. Oh, wow, one of the questing knights rides way ahead of everybody, including the Green Knight. But ultimately, we've got at least one army ahead of us, and who knows where the rest of the armies are coming from. Therefore, we will keep our peasants back where they can protect our artillery piece, and have the knights do their thing. These are basic Norskins after all. I take it this is a quest you're supposed to do in the relative early game. We've also got the artillery firing at the enemy, while our single entities go after the trolls. Well, actually, the Green Knight has gone after the enemy lord, and if he hasn't already killed him, while the rest of us go after the trolls. The rest of the heroes, I mean. Alright, and the knights keep on riding around. There we go. Alright, now it looks like I see no enemies coming in at this time, so we're going to move our peasants a little bit forward, maybe at least fight some doggos. Can't let the knights do all the work once again. But generally speaking, we need bigger battles like Skavenblight, and as we saw, for us to actually necessitate the peasants put in a lot of work, or obviously all the minor settlement fights and such. Any of the sieges and minor settlements, we need the entire army. Well, need is maybe a strong word, but you know what I mean. Anyway, it looks like the first of the Norskins have been pretty much demolished at this point, and most of them are rushing away. There's a few decently healthy units, but overall, having a pretty okay time. The Chaos Warhounds that crashed into the peasant mobs did eat a solid, 30 and probably another 30 or so peasants. Maybe 50 peasants all told. But again, there's plenty of peasants in a mob, and, well, let's just say they're easily replaceable. Otherwise, it looks like the first of the enemy reinforcements have arrived, which is, as expected, coming in behind our army, which is the reason I did not want to peel away the pile of peasants. I'm pretty sure the Empire has a quest battle against the Norskins on this exact same map. Pretty sure it's the Empire, anyway. Although, presumably this is a game 1 and thus a relatively old quest, and perhaps at that time there was more reuse of sort of scenarios and quest battles. Anyway, by the looks of it, our peasants will be here on time to head the enemy off and keep our artillery pieces safe, which allows our knights to keep on chasing the enemy around best they can and make sure that those units that have only routed and not yet shattered, that they shatter for good. Like the ordered ranks of at least a few of our men-at-arms standing there. These are the spears that I like to keep there to protect the artillery piece. I haven't decided whether we're gonna maintain those guys to protect artillery piece in the future. Frankly, if we get one sort of easily repositionable unit in the army, like a Pegasus Knight unit, for example, we wouldn't really need anybody to protect the artillery pieces because they could just reposition. In theory. I don't know if I want 4 units of knights in the, or I guess a 3rd or a 4th unit of knights in the army though, but I'll think about it. At the same time, this is our main stack, and thus the main stack generally will want to be able to take on 1, 2, maybe even 3 and 4 enemy stacks at any moment. And in the late game, we won't be able to just trample enemy light infantry anymore. So there is an argument to be made for getting them some more elite troops eventually. Though for now, I'm pretty happy with the piles of peasants, because they're working pretty darn well. I mean, we'll always have piles of peasants in this army because we want to keep the peasant mobs and the battle pilgrims, who are doing a decent job at, well, obliterating those marauders. That said, them doing a decent job means more enemies have arrived, this time from the other side, and currently we have nobody protecting the Farquads here. Thusly, we're going to have to reposition anybody that we can as fast as we can. Namely, that is going to be Sir Amalric here, as well even as our Wardens of Montfort. We're going to force to charge on in to meet the enemy Hounds of Decay in battle. It'll probably take severe damage and lose a fair few models this way. Dropping rather quickly by about 30% of our HP, but our knights have now arrived and rushed through that line of Hounds of Decay, pretty much obliterating the first unit, and actually pretty much obliterating the second unit as well. And this will allow the Knights of Montfort, or the Wardens of Montfort, I should say, to back off. And we, by the looks of it, may not even need to send too many peasant mobs out this way. They are still fighting marauders back there, and they're not quick moving enough to reposition themselves. And that said, repeated cycle charging and breaking through the enemy formation in this manner is keeping the extra Norskins from the 3rd reinforcing army from reaching our single unit of trebuchets. I'm pretty happy with it. Plus, obviously, our heroes are here as well. One of our paladins is in the midst of a duel with the enemy war boss, Marauder Chieftain. Fay Enchantress is in the midst of the biggest blob she could find to keep them debuffed, down to a mere 19 or 22 or 18 or whatever melee attack. And our knights continue to run around and punish the enemy. By the looks of it, the balance power has shifted to about 90% in our favor. The side with all of the peasant mobs and battle pilgrims fighting have won, and by the looks of it, the side where the knights are fighting has pretty much won as well. Although it's probably a good idea to keep one of the knights with the peasants as well, just to make sure that it sort of bolsters them thanks to the peasant's duty. It is another +5 melee attack, which is nothing to sneeze at. Anyway, a heroic victory. I'm actually surprised that this was a heroic victory, but I think that the auto-resolve will always underestimate the sort of blob of peasants that we have. Anyway. Alright, there we go. Actually, a fairly nice fight. I wasn't expecting the double reinforcements from different sides. Got very worried about the Farquads there, the artillery piece, since the enemy seemed to want to try to rush it. And we did have to take some extra damage on a few units, including the Spears and the Wardens of Montfort, in order to absorb the charge of the Hounds of Decay. That does also remind me that I've been wanting to move the Wardens of Montfort to a different army, but keep forgetting to do so. But it'll happen eventually. Someday. We will go for ransom captives as we usually do. Alright, and with that we got the Chalice of Potions. Now, the hero recruit rank for damsels is going to be really nice. We just need to get the additional damsel capacity. Abductor. Oh. Recruitment. Well, we don't really care about the recruitment cost +10% and recruitment rank -1, so we're just going to have to take the chivalry per turn. And you know what? If anyone's an abductor, it's probably the Fay Enchantress. Realistically, that's literally what she does, so yeah. Speaking of abductions, Lost Sons, we need to be tier 5 for you. And we gotta put at least one Lost Son in the army. The Sons of Bretonnia were born with magical gifts taken by the lady at a young age. So yeah. Fortunately, thanks to our growth, we are only 3 turns away from upgrading to tier 5. We just need to make sure that we can afford the upgrade. Anyway, lovely. I hate to waste the control plus 25 because it's a really nice, especially if you get some like negative control trait, but or confederation or something, but you know, had to do it here and now. Next, we're going to Eric Von Deal. Would you be willing to give us military access so you don't get pissed off by this? 3.1 thousand, or we could declare war on Clan Scar. Do we know where Clan Scar is? I assume it's here. It's Queekwell. Alright, fine. We'll do Clan Scar. I hope I don't regret this. Or we could just trespass. Wait. Is that only 1 turn? Would we go through their entire territory like this? Though if they hate us, they would be... No, it would be 2 turns. They'd be less inclined to trade the settlements. So I'm gonna do this, and who knows, maybe we could peace out with Clan Scar. Just because I don't really want to go down there, basically. So yeah, we'll join, we'll non-aggress, we'll military access, like so. Plus it feels bad to attack other humans, you know what I mean? Even though Bretonnia and the Empire and, well, individual dukes at the very least, not formally, but do clash. But then again, the same thing is true of, you know, the individual elector counts amongst themselves. Better or worse, depending on the era, which we're talking about, too. Anyway, Bertrand, what do we have at Parash? Basically nothing, right? So we're free to basically occupy it and move on to Chinon. I do wish I had brought a follower lord with you, but you know what? You're gonna get this. I do wish I had brought a follower lord to claim this, because this is kind of a waste of movement range. But it is what it is. We'll auto-resolve and hope this doesn't rip our army to shreds. Hey, a fencer's blades. That's actually nice for you. Beautiful. Not as good as the Sky Titan string, I guess, but hopefully we can pick it up later. Anyway, we'll pick Parash up for ourselves. We got an Aldred's Casket of Sorcery, eh? I do like the miscast-based chance reduction. Basically, if any of our army goes over 10%, or 10 gain wins of magic per turn, we're free to get this at any time, or free to use this. We'll just have to keep an eye on the armies. Yeah, you can have the Hedge Wizard, and you can have that. And Warrior for Bertrand. Good for Bertrand. Yeah, so what I was saying was, Prophetess, we'll need somebody to follow. Leech XP and then do stuff like this. Earth Bond, Bound Earthblood, eh? It's not bad, but it's not. Among the trees. I did want to get another among the trees. The alternative would be to just get the the Crownless Lord. I don't dislike the tough ones, but I wanted a melee lord. We could just go with the strong one. I really prefer the additional armor, but from tough, and considering your melee defense, but Rabble Rouse XP for units. This gives you charge resistance, leadership, and immunity to psychology in area, eh? Huh. Maybe this is the way to go. It's not anything crazy, but we wouldn't have immunities to psychology on the elites of these guys, would we? We would not. And I assume... Wait, let me just double check if the Friar gives it to us. Because if we can get a Friar... Oh, speaking of, let's get you battle, healing cap, physical resistance, and... Oh, you have to be rank 18 for this. Well, screw you too. Light of the Lady to get the additional mini heal. Or at the very least, short range. Maybe not so mini, but the range is super short. And we can't get this, so we'll go through Retinue Valet. Is there anything here that would give or confer immunity to psychology in area? That's the main thing. By the looks of it, no, though. Meaning, Crownless Lord will thusly have a benefit to us. Of this kind. Alright, fine, fair enough. Let's do the Rabble Rouse type. Not the one I was expecting, to be sure. But why not? Confident. Plus, I was kind of interested to see what your... Wait. Oh, you're another bow type? Oh, I screwed that up. I thought you were a melee type, my bad. All the good ones are the tough and Rabble Rouse are both bow. And bow will be a little bit more range focused, which is unfortunate. Well, I guess we could have 2 of these guys following and level them both up. We're gonna want 1 of each kind anyway to lead different armies, so yeah. Alright, fair enough. Inspiring Presence, Root Marcher, and then Outlaw's Star Arrow. Starcaster Arrow, I should say. I'll get a little bit of base missile damage increase for the nearby bow units. Probably could have figured that one out, though. Anyway, you don't need to channel, do you? No, you're fine. You do. There you go. Until you get your own army. And frankly, outlaws are dirt cheap, so we're probably free to recruit them. You just have to figure out what kind of army you want. And maybe this would be the army where we get you the Wood Elven units earlier, together with those Perfected Twilight Helmet. There's something to think about. Anyway, there's always something to think about. Now, you, Fay Enchantress. Oh, you can't go past this. Ah, whatever. Go, go, go. We have military access now, and we have 1 battle to win against these guys, right? Yeah. And then we'll try to book it towards these guys instead. Just gotta be careful, because that's a lot. And I'm willing... Huh, actually, I'm actually interested to see who wins here. We shall see. I'm also interested in how much is Castle Cornell worth to you? Minus 15. It's actually not worth that much.
What do you wish to discuss?
Might actually be able to buy it from you outright if there isn't territory that we can directly give you because you don't own territory that's... Yeah. Also, I was wondering whether the dwarfs were fighting Arguelon, which is not happening right now, but it very well could have been. Yeah, alright. You guys, the followers, go near to the Fay Enchantress. Just make sure that you're close by enough in case the enemy comes along. You are just in range by the looks of it.
I have seen your heart.
You can crusade.
Not in this world,
Alright.
the other.
And
What you ask is impossible.
you are in
Your
range,
silence
right?
is yours. The
Here.
lady is with you. I have seen your heart.
There we go. Now we're in range. We're definitely in range.
Never.
I did not screw you over. You're fine. Alright, and next 2 things. First of all, Tech Thievery. Does need to be done. This is going to be 75, whereas this is going to be 75. Okay. Go further into the territory. Mostly because I want to see what's going on here in case enemies start moving our way. Like this guy, who doubtless will do so. You are at level 11, and I would like you to get Block Army now, because that may actually come in handy. Alright, then we've got Fleur of the Braid, which is not needed to do anything. Inez is fine. Oh, wait, I actually set you up in the wrong stance. Didn't I? You... actually, you don't need to be. You're recruiting. You need to be in raiding stance. And you need to be in raiding stance. There we go. Losing a little bit of chivalry, but gaining public order and money. Just like real life. Alrighty, so you. Now that we have armor, first of all, the 4 peasant mobs for the Fay Enchantress, followed by the... I want to say 4 battle pilgrim... Ah, man, I don't remember how many. I'm going to build 4, and then we'll see. Then we could get a couple of higher tier Grail relics. We do want men-at-arms with longbows. I wanted some Knights Errant for an army to permanently stay as Knights Errant, together with the defenders of the Fleur de Lis. Okay, so you're basically going to be recruiting for a while. Can we increase recruitment numbers? We can, but at a cost of research, construction cost as well. I don't like that. Although I do like the mass recruitment. Maybe 10% research isn't so bad. Alright, you know what? Let's do the building, and then we'll see. First of all, Ferignac. Yes to the farm. I want the Grail Chapel now, because we need the capacity. We got 2 more turns of the Vision of Magic, so we gotta make use of it. Definitely get the tap room. And of these, while we could get the tailors in theory for the additional cash, I'm inclined to say we would get more value either out of building a Cathedral of the Lady for the capacities, or even starting to build the sanctuaries. Oh, and in fact, if we... Are we able to build both of these, or can we only build one? I don't know. We do want these. Melee attack plus 1% on armies faction-wide, yeah, so we want these everywhere. The problem will be that we won't have enough capacity to build both these and the Sacred Pool, and the Cathedral of the Lady. We could, in theory, forego the Cathedral of the Lady, but I don't think we should. These should probably be constructed everywhere as well. Alright, well, let's build one of these, maybe. Well, you know what? I'm still going to say the capacity is probably more important right now. Let's do the capacity. Miragliano, definitely farm. Definitely farm. Definitely Vintner. And since this is going to be our biggest money-making territory, I take it we'll want to just spam tailors as much as possible. Increase the money income in this territory. By whatever means we can. And thusly, we should also most likely build these things. Cannot be constructed in minor settlements. Yes, alright. More money. Miragliano. Grail Chapel. Yeah, Grail Chapel's fine here, I think. And then Turin has the Healer's Camp, eh? If it has a Healer's Camp, just for sort of RP purposes, we should probably go for either Chapel of the Lady or the Apothecary. Actually, eventually we'll have a ton of peasants and they will start costing us some money, so this might be of use. Chapel of the Lady will only confer its bonus to this one territory.
I see.
You know what, screw it. Let's do the Apothecary. It doesn't do much for us right now, but like I said, for RP purposes, I feel like we should build it here. Where this thing is. Hopefully nobody attacks it and takes it, as it would be unfortunate. I'm actually surprised that we've only gotten one, we've only gotten one single unusual location so far. I'm just checking it. Oh. Go for Pegasus area. Alright, Quenelle, Parash, don't collect income for now. And Novelon Pass, we are not, we're not paying you money for that. Oh, we have enough money to build the last of the outposts. Assuming we still have them available. Or did I already build them? 1, 2... Oh, maybe I did. Or maybe they disappeared and they're not available anymore. I don't know, but we're good by the looks of it.
Who calls?
Defensive alliances, any more Wood Elves? Tursith, no dice. Cult of Sotek, we'll hold off on, same with those guys.
Amethyst,
Visenland, no trade agreement yet.
The Empire.
Tobaro, I don't know if I care about this. Frankly,
Amethyst
if the rats wipe you
Mage.
out, I kind of want your territory, so we could potentially just watch you die. We've done it before, and we'll do it again. Alrighty, so we did have enough money remaining to freely go for Summer's Fall Fort. And thusly, I think we will indeed swap briefly to local recruitment capacity +2. To increase the construction. That will allow us to build the... Wait, did I not build the... Oh, I did want to get the couple more Blessed Field Tribes. But for now, Battle Pilgrims. Pretty cheaply, mind you. Muster the farmhands. This will take 2, but it'll actually take 1. It's lying. Then I would like, you know what? 2, 1, 2, and 1, 2, like so. Then let's build a couple Knights Errant. These for now. And I mean, at least one of the armies could probably use a couple of basic field trebs. You know what, let's start with a couple of basic field trebs and then we'll see what else we can get in here next turn. Oh, we also wanted some men-at-arms with longbows, probably a fair few of them. Now let's do that. For now. Yes.
Your behest?
Alrighty. And I believe that's it. Minus... Oh, you know what? Cancel a couple of those and build that up.
Coming was foretold.
We can continue building them next turn. Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
I see much. Seers.
There. Why was that so difficult? Alrighty, now we can end the turn. Wait, Caravan? Yes. Huh, wait, did the Caravan complete this turn? I forgot about it, or was it last turn? Whatever. Let's see, you are the Caravan that has been going to the Elves so far. We've been to Kingsglade. We've been to Waterfall Palace? Oh, now I don't remember. Well, we're going to Waterfall Palace because we've definitely gone to Kingsglade. And at least now I'll remember that we've been on to all 3 of the Wood Elf places. And if you pick up a few more Wood Elves, well, I wouldn't mind. Yeah, no, we've been there twice, because we know that we have 2 units and 2 units, which was Deepwood Scouts from Torlithanol, and then the Wildwood Rangers from Kingsglade, meaning Waterfall Palace is our destination. Wait, or is it? You're not the... whatever, just go, Huh? I want to see something. Yeah, so welcome to Lothern, but it doesn't really do anything for us, does it? Cannot afford... Oh. We could reduce the money, but damn it. I don't want to cancel again. Can anybody give us money? My bad on that, guys. Listen, and Nullen... Brigand. You'd probably give us a lot for defensive lines, but you're right beside the rats. Caravans. You are likely to get into a fight with these guys. Montfort, same with you. Sigmarsheim, kind of same with you. Oh, you're likely to get attacked by Salastra and the Beastmen, but they're rather far from us. Oh, wow. Oh, no. Lewin is getting obliterated. Okay, we gotta make our way up there. We were busy. Let's get to you. Let's do Sigmarsheim. A little bit concerned about the Morger situation now. Not so much that we're afraid of Morger as, you know, Morger destroying all of the other Bretonnian factions. Alright, now we should be able to dispatch that caravan. 2. Once again, Waterfall Palace. And... money. Out of Kuran, eh? They could very well attack us. Dispatch. Good luck, sir. I hope you survive. But if you don't, it's your problem. It's also slightly our problem. Anyway, skip, and turn. We got the outposts. We got the buildings constructed. We're heading towards Eric von Dahl. I'm reasonably happy with this so far. And then if we can trade Urbimo for Viadatsa, we will be, if not quite golden, at least pretty happy about the whole situation. Plus, we're building new units now that will both get names and will be transferred to sort of the final forms of several of the armies. And we're over 10k gold, at least for now. Not forever, certainly. Because once the upkeep production for the Fay Enchantress's army ends, it'll probably go away. But nonetheless... Military alliance. Not right now, buddy. Soon. Just relax. So, guys, is the Fay Enchantress unable to confederate, or am I missing something about how we... Corsairs of Spite will attack the marches of Kuran. I mean, that's fine. I don't mind fighting the Corsairs of Spite, but we're far from them. Alright. We'll send an errantry army up there, don't you worry. I guess we should also make it a rule that errantry armies, or, well, either exile... Okay, so basic Bretonnian errantry armies will have to have knights errant in them, but not necessarily exile armies with, like, gunpowder and all that crazy crap. Just as a sort of little mini rule for ourselves. Alrighty, and it looks like no further attacks this time around. Anyway, folks, I think with that, we are pretty much out of time, and I should probably call this particular episode here, so that we will, unless something interesting happens. Oh, isn't that a Nolan now a new regional power? Ah, Agents of the Moon destroyed. Clan Scar destroyed. Were those the ones that we were at war with? Ah, I think they were. Meaning we now no longer have to attack them. That's fantastic, I love it. Alright, that worked out nicely for us. Chivalry per turn. Income from farms. Agriculturalists. Gained by being present when farms were built. Oh, too bad they weren't... Then she wasn't present when that was happening earlier. Ready for duty, some prophetess. Research rate and magic item drop chance. A free razor standard. I like it. Barded warhorse for somebody. Unicorn for... Were you?
Me?
Oh yes, you're fine. Alright, that's good. Anyway, there's clearly stuff to do, but I don't think we have enough time to properly fight the fight at Urbimo, so we will actually call the episode here and leave this to the start of next episode. We'll deal with that, and then we'll go for more undead fighting as we head on over into the mountains. And just spam recruit as much as physically possible.
I have seen your heart.
Yeah, ooh. Here we'll be able to pump out a few armies real quick, and, well, we're gonna need them, because we have to send them several ways, essentially. Should be fun, and I'm excited to try out all the new compositions made up out of well, with the help of the new units we got, so stay tuned for all that. Don't forget to leave those likes in the comments below. I'll go especially to Threshold for the engagement streak in another 2 episodes later. All glory to the algorithm, and thanks for watching.